Hey guys, sorry this one took so long to get out. This is the tips video for Ultron's Assault section 1.3. That's the third section of chapter 1, the mutant and skill, where you can bring in your mutant and skill champions. Just overall, I thought this was the most fun out of the three sections, maybe just because I was getting in a little bit of a rhythm, but I had the most fun. And yeah, here's my video. The way I'm going to do this is I recommend taking a look first at this video, and then if you want to look at more than I'm going to show here, you can go to the link in the description, which will be the original stream, and you can scroll down and you can check out stuff like the links right here that I've posted, right? So these are just like highlights, and I post a lot of the good stuff, the good moments. There's a lot of frustration and deaths that don't really go into a highlights video, but definitely there were some bad play as well. So just to start off, I think I'm gonna just click on this first link here and just show aspect of chaos. Oh, and before I actually get started, I wanted to say one thing that you'll see in a little bit, but the drones, as you may know, do not have their special 3 activated, and I highly recommend taking in stunlock champions like Thor Ragnarok, or champions that maybe you normally can't use because you push people to special 3, like Ronin or Gambit, you know. Ronin, I'm assuming that these drones are in all the chapters, so I'm planning on making use of some champions like that. But Thor Ragnarok for me was a lot of fun, and you're going to get to see that. So anyway, let's get started. Aspect of Chaos is what I decided to take on first, and you can see this is just some interesting play here where I had a previous fight that wasn't so great, so I take an Archangel and wait for the health bars to switch, and it goes very smoothly here. So now I'm at 1%, the health bars switch, and boom, she goes down. Heal up all the way to full, and that's a good time. That's a really good time. So let's just see how this could go wrong. I switch the health bar with him, I get Thunderquack, and what do you know, the health bars go back down, and I tick away, and I die. I actually lost almost my entire team to this guy, maybe my whole team, I can't remember. It was really, really bad. So gonna watch out for Howard the Duck if you're gonna do Thunderquack. There is a nice cheese mode that you can do. You can bring in Punisher, and you can just die, and then you will endure, and then you can do this as a 3-star Punisher, and then you can kill them. I don't like wasting a spot for like a 3-star on my team, so I really do like to try and play these out. But yeah, if you do need some cheese, that cheese is available, and it probably tastes pretty good. Okay, so this I thought was pretty funny. I accidentally took an Iceman versus Sabretooth. Sabretooth, of course, is immune to everything Iceman has, and so this fight just dragged on and on. And so from now on, after this, I took Archangel, but it can be done. It can be done, apparently. So this is this is the first time I fought the Ultron boss. I ended up getting a nice one-shot on the first try. Iceman is great for this one because he can detonate these charges and get a lot of energy damage going. This is a Caltrops node, so you're going to want to watch out for that. So you can only bring certain champions, and Iceman was the only strictly bleed immune character I had on my roster at the start, so I went with him that he was my first attempt, right? But I later realized that I could use Emma Frost, so I'll show... let's actually skip ahead to that one, and I'll go back to showing the Nightcrawler trick. Emma Frost, if I spam special ones, if you spam specials and always keep them above at 1 power while you're at 0 bars, you will stay immune, and you can actually handle Caltrops. So you can see I've been able to consistently do this for, you know, over 180 hits, and I do pull off the victory here. The only downside with this is you're spamming your special 1, and you're going to not do nearly as much damage as when you have 2 bars of power, and you can do that. So we'll just switch back to here. So on Aspect of Chaos, one thing I like to do is sometimes use the Nightcrawler trick, which is to switch his stance. You can see here I need to buy some time, so I'll wait for him to back off, and then I do the switch. So he's basically switching stances, quote unquote, but I'm just waiting for those health bars, and then I can let those switch and then use them to take the kill. So I highly recommend using that trick. I enjoy it for Aspect of Chaos. But, you know, it's really hard to do, and it's only in certain scenarios. But I did manage to get that, to use that a couple times, and I thought that was worth showing. This one here is There's not tons of great options for Iron Man Infinity War in these two classes, and I actually found that I did pretty good with Iceman fairly consistently. He was my favorite option for this fight, mostly because when the crit resistance starts building up, it's really nice to have that frostbite damage and the detonations. And if you do mess up, you have Iceman. So that's you can skip back and watch that fight if you want. It's pretty standard, but I just wanted to show that it was possible, and I did get that. This is actually, let's see, yeah, I think we're on this now. We're going to move over to 108. I need to edit that comment because it's not clickable. This is 108.30. So let's skip ahead there. Something happens with Iceman, and these debuffs go away. I think it might be the node that she's on, but I just wanted to show that you got to be careful there because Wasp can... there's something about this node. I can't remember. Maybe I'll check the node here. But just be careful with this. And then it actually brings me to the next clip, which is this one. And actually believe it or not, guys, I'm not going to make you watch this, but this ends with me killing Wasp with this Colossus. That was pretty funny. If you were there, there was a lot of people were talking trash on Colossus, and it was just funny that, I don't know, you just have those good fights every once in a while, and this ended in a kill, so that was pretty funny. Oh, it's because I forgot the colon there. I'll have to get that changed. So there was another really good fight where it all lined up. I won't make you watch this one either, but I bring Iceman in for Hyperion because you know how Hyperion can get those special threes, and they can just really start racking up, and Ice Armor recovers quick enough usually that you can get to the third bar of power again before he gets to a special 3. But if you play well, and if you attack, I find attacking into his block once and backing off definitely enhances the chance of them throwing a special. It's kind of like the best you can get to a taunt that's not a taunt. And so I did that a lot in this fight, and he was just being very cooperative. And I know Hyperion's not always cooperative, and trust me, if you go through these videos, I did have a Hyperion fight where he threw like 10 special 3s, and I ate them all with Ice Armor, and I still got the kill. But just something about that, tacking into one block and backing off, and then the more you do that, it seems like the AI kind of panics. It realizes it really has to get something done, so it just starts, it's like a snowball effect. And if I just skip ahead here, you can see that I still have 100% of my health. The reason I have 100% is I'm not parrying at all. His power gain is allowing me to bait specials, and I'm not taking any chip damage except for like every once in a while, like right there. And so it was a really good fight, and it just shows that this can be done if you get a little bit of luck with the taunts, and if you don't make any of those slip ups. You really have to not hold your block a lot in this kind of fight. So definitely not your typical Hyperion fight, and I would definitely recommend trying to rely on that Ice Armor. Don't be using your special 2s versus him. So here's where we first get into Thor Ragnarok. Man, this was so fun. This was, at least for me, my favorite part of the quest. Who would have thought, This guy is so good for these drones. I think if I knew this trick before, I would have used him in the other 2 chapters, and I didn't. I just brought him in because I noticed these drones were chipping away a lot of my hit points on these on my other champions, and I said, you know what, I need someone to just be a throwaway for the drones. And I thought of Thor Ragnarok, and I brought him in, and wow, oh my god, he's got really good block proficiency. I don't know if that stat's high, but you can tell he doesn't take a lot of damage from blocks, or maybe he does have a really high health pool, so that might be it. So sorry if I'm misspeaking there, but the thing is once you get to this special 3, now his special 3 has 6 hits, right? And at 40 hits he gets the power gain, right? So I think it's 6 hits. We're gonna watch this fight, guys. Excuse me, because this is just so fun. So it is 6 hits. So I'm already on my way back up to a special 3. I get the stun there, the armor break. Okay, it's all good. I'm already back up to another special 3. We're going again. He's gonna do the lightning dance, and it's gonna just be absolute massacre. And just, this is a 345 Thor Ragnarok. This guy, and look how much damage that special 3 did. It's absolutely crazy. And these special 2s, you can just avoid them, or you can if you get a little bit lucky, you get the power lock. I took a little block damage there, but you can get the stun lock, on the wall, and they just keep dying. And I wasn't even playing this as good as I could have. I could have like ended double mediums and then done more combos, which may have given me more stuns. But I was kind of in the moment and just wanted to get back up to another special 3 and just watch. I think this last one does quite a bit of damage. I can't remember. It's hard to always remember how these fights went. Oh no, it must have been the second one that did tons of damage. But yeah, his special 3 can really get up there. And these guys' special 2s and 1s usually, I think the only one that's really tricky to evade is the Magneto one, and possibly the Electro one, depending on your preferences. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I think Thor Ragnarok is a pretty good option for these. You can see I didn't take too much damage. I took 75%, and that's because I took a giant blocked hit. And yeah, so I'm gonna just skip the Emma Frost one real quick, and then go. This was another Thor Ragnarok one where I was going versus a different one. I think this is the Iron Man guy, and I just got a really nice stun lock going, and it's pretty crazy. And when you do get these stun locks going, a lot of times, even if they have 2 bars of power, they're going to go into your parry rather than throw special. But it doesn't matter. These guys' specials are super easy to evade. So I'm already at a special 3. pretty crazy. You can see how this fight's going, and well, there it is. The shock damage is ticking away. If you have this guy, highly recommend him as a throwaway champion for these fights. He's not really good on the other fights, but he's really good there. Let's see. The last thing I wanted to show is this. It's just a short clip. What I did for this Ultron is, because I was low on health and everything, I ended up holding my power bar on this if you can get to 3 bars of power before they do, which essentially means you just have to bait a special out, she will stay in telepath form, and this is like the opposite of trying to stay in diamond form versus the Caltrops. This is to prevent an evasion. Now, I just didn't want to slip up and have this Ultron kill me, right? Because that was the main thing I was worried about. I said, I'm going to need Emma for the boss. I just need to get through this Ultron, and then I can, I can kill the Ultron, the other Ultron drone. So I just didn't want him to evade, which is a big thing for me on this Ultron. He always seems to evade and get me. I hate the classical. I prefer the Labyrinth Ultron, to be honest. So I held my power. He cannot evade. Emma Frost, very, very good for this first chapter. So that was basically it. Lots of good fights in here. There was a lot more. Here's another Thor Rag. I'll just let this play out as I finish talking. I definitely recommend Gambit for power reserve paths, Thor Ragnarok for the drones when available. I recommend Archangel for any magics. Unless you have a 565 blade, which a lot of people do, I think Archangel's probably best. He's more useful on other areas as well. Blade definitely has limited uses in this. He is very, very good for sustainability. So if you want those really long fights, he can heal up a lot. I just wasn't getting the utility that I wanted out of him on a lot, because you couldn't bring Ghost Rider. That's the real reason, right? So yeah, can't remember all the other tips I gave in the other 2 videos, but just in general, I think the first chapter was super fun. Can't wait to get into the second chapter. I know I'm taking a little while to get to it, but it's kind of nice to savor these things. This content's permanent, and it doesn't look like it's going to be refreshed anytime soon, because those rewards were too good to be true. If they were giving these out often, they would really mess up the economy of catalysts, right? So I think I'll end it there, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Good luck on Chapter 1, and I will see you very soon, hopefully in the next week or so, for Chapter 2, which is the Tech and Mystic. That should be a lot of fun. I tried it. I have to rename the video still. It was a total failed attempt. I had all of my Tech and Mystic champions in Alliance War, and so I wasn't able to bring any of my good champions, and I tried it, and it just did not go very well at all. So we'll be getting on that soon with the right champions. Anyway, guys, thanks very much again, and take care, and yeah, have fun with it, guys. It's a good one. It's a good quest.